Hi viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I have taken for discussion a fighter pilot and his perception of life. Robert Gregory, Irish fighter pilot who has succumbed to the World War First, and his perception of life, how he looks at life, is the topic for discussion today. We have W.B. Yeats, William Butler Yeats, an Irish origin, a great poet, and he has given us greatest poems, The Second Coming, Sailing to Byzantium, and many others. Let us see what W.B. Yeats has to say about that fighter pilot in his poem. It's the famous poem, An Irish Airman Foresees His Death. Let us see in this poem how the fighter pilot is able to foresee his own death. Is the topic of our discussion today. An Irish airman foresees his death, written by W.B. Yeats. It is said that Robert Gregory, the fighter pilot, immediately after his death, who happens to be one of the family friend of W.B. Yeats. W.B. Yeats, as a poet, he felt really sorry for that untimely death, and it is almost like considered an elegy, a lamentation about one's personal loss of a friend or family member. The poet has this, but the interesting part here is the poet has given us a thought of, in the title itself, an Irish airman foresees his own death. So the elegy has a different level of meaning here. That is about the title here. So more than the poet as a narrator speaking here, we feel the fighter pilot himself is addressing the narrator, and that is the beauty of this poem. Okay, with that thought, let us move on. This is the first stanza. I know that I shall meet my fate. So the first person singular I, the narrator, is not the poet here. As I said earlier, Robert Gregory, a fighter pilot, World War First, an Irish First World War, who is fighting. I know. No, he seems to be very confident about what he is speaking here. He might have got a perception, forethought. What is that? I know that I shall meet my fate somewhere among the clouds above. So this is the, those that I fight I do not hate, those that I guard I do not love. It's an interesting thought. Let us see. I know that I shall meet my fate. Fate here is considered as death. Very first line only, the fighter pilot seems to be very confident about his death. He knows that how he is going to die. Okay, it is an elegy written by the fighter pilot himself about his own death. That is the interesting part. I know that I shall meet my fate. He is very confident about his death, and he is conscious also of that. Very interesting part. Somewhere among the clouds above. So he know that as a fighter pilot, in the clouds itself, he is going to die. He is going to end. That's it. Then moving further, those that I fight I do not hate. Very interesting. See, those that I fight, my enemies I do not hate. I am not hating them. Further, those that I guard I do not love. I guard. Okay, as an Irish fighter pilot belonging to the British, he is not even loving them. Neither the enemy nor the persons or nor the country whom he is fighting, fighting against as well as fighting for. Both fighter pilot seems to be little detached. He is away from that. That is the interesting thought the poem starts with. Okay, so the consciously the fighter pilot or the narrator here seems to be accepting death. Some sort of detached feeling is there very from first line itself. That is the beauty of this poem. In the next stanza, the fighter pilot continuing, my country's Kiltartan cross, my countrymen Kiltartan's poor. No likely end could bring them loss or leave them happier than before. He now in this part of the poem, the fighter pilot is concentrating on the place from which he has come here. Okay? My country, he is straight away he is associating himself with the Kiltartan cross, the Irish part of that country. My countrymen Kiltartan's poor. So repetition has given us an entirely different meaning. So he is associating with Kiltartan cross, okay, Jesus Christ and the cross whom they are loving very much, religious, that Kiltartan's poor. So they are very poor background. Okay, the pilot is making us or asserting that he belongs to a poor family, very religious type, and he is very proud of it. He is repeating that. my country, my countrymen. So he's associating with that, whereas earlier stanza he is detaching himself from the country whom he is fighting against as well as fighting with. Okay, now in this particular line of thinking, fighter pilot is very much conscious about which native place he belongs to. He is very proud of it. That part we can understand. Next, no likely end, further moving the war concept. Okay, whether war has brought them any happiness or what. No likely end could bring them loss. End, it also can be the death of the fighter pilot here or the end of the war also. Okay, whatever may be the war and its impact, how it will affect Kiltartan people, no likely end could bring them. Them means my countrymen. Okay, my people loss. They will be least bothered about the loss. What about that? Or leave them happier than before. So that means in no way they will continue to remain poor. They will continue to remain religious. So they will also be detached, like I am detached with the result of the war. So that's what is being conveyed here. Earlier two stanzas has given me some thoughts like why fighter pilot, when he is detaching himself, neither the country he is fighting against and fighting with, plus the native people, in what way then he has joined the Air Force, or why he has joined World War. So this question has come to a reader now. Now I think in this stanza the fighter pilot seems to be explaining that, clarifying that. Let's see. Moving further. Nor law nor duty bade me fight, nor public man nor cheering crowds, a lonely impulse of delight drive to this tumult in the clouds. So this is very explicit here in this stanza, very clearly how the fighter pilot has accepted consciously this life, fighting in the world war, accepting death. What is that? Nor law nor duty bade me, forced me to fight here. Okay, nobody forced him. No, voluntarily, consciously he has accepted. It is almost like accepting a fighter pilot's job as well as accepting death. Very conscious. It is an entirely different level of thinking. Nor public man, nor public. Not that the people. The concept of fighting for the nation and that patriotism, cheering crowds. Cheering crowds means appreciation. A soldier will get before as well as after the war. And this has not attracted the fighter pilot here. So it is entirely different. He detached here also. Okay, neither the appreciation nor the medals or the public cheering or in any way. The patriotic feeling also has not given the fighter pilot any reason to join that world war. Now what about then? A lonely impulse of delight. This is a very beautiful thought and very interesting thought also. Now the fighter pilot seems to be giving us a very clear thought, a lonely impulse of delight, lonely, single-handedly. Okay, this is the only thought which has given the fighter pilot a reason to join the world war, a reason to accept death. That is very interesting. What is that? A lonely impulse, consciously, a thought of delight, happiness. A delight is happiness. What sort of happiness? Drive to this tumult, this particular fight, that internal conscious fight in the clouds. Okay, as a fighter pilot, he is very happy. That sheer joy of flying in the clouds, flying and touching the sky, being in the clouds, it has given fighter pilot a new level of thoughts, a new level of happiness. And that is what is that? A lonely impulse of delight. He voluntarily accepted that, voluntarily, consciously accepted that, and he is accepting that in the present concept. That's very interesting, and he's very conscious and he's very happy. He's not blaming anybody, not scolding or accusing anybody for that. He's very happy for his decision. That is a very interesting thought. We need to understand as a student of literature, a lonely impulse of delight, happiness, drive to this tumult, this particular fight in the clouds. So he is very happy as a fighter pilot, and he is very much sure of his decision, not blaming anybody, and he seems to be detached with death completely. He is least bothered about the impact of war also. Though he is in the war as a fighter pilot, he seems to be little detached from the war. This is entirely a new concept, a different level of thinking, and makes the poem really beautiful. Now we have come to the last stanza of this poem where now the fighter pilot seems to be declaring everything and clarifying all our doubts now, detaching himself from the death concept and not even attaching to the country he is fighting as well as fighting against, fighting for as well as fighting against. Okay, he seems to be a different concept, that is a lonely impulse of delight, consciously accepting death. What made it that? Let us see now in the last 4 lines. I balanced all. So very interesting thought of balancing comes here. I balanced all, brought all to mind. All to mind means all the struggle, poverty part and all that. Okay, now what is the meaning to his life and all that? Okay, he considered all that and he took a decision, coming to a balanced approach of life. This is the very interesting thought. I balanced all. I balanced all means all his personal problems and all the impact of the war, everything, he considered everything before he joined, brought all to mind personally as a fighter pilot. Okay, the years to come seemed waste of breath, a waste of breath the years behind. So here it seems to be interesting, different thought he is giving. The years to come seemed waste of breath. Years to come, future part. So the narrator, what he is trying to tell, the future seems to be almost like a waste of breath. It is almost a waste. What about the then past? A waste of breath the years behind. So the poet has almost made a summing up of his life. What is that? The future, years to come seems to be a waste of breath. What about that? A waste of breath the years behind. Maybe under the British rule. Okay, under the British, from the Irish background, he considered that living in the British rule, the domain, the World War concept, even there is no future for him, as well as the past also seems to be almost a waste. Then what remained now? What is the purpose of life? Why he has to live? It seems to be almost like an absurd thought. Life in a meaningless concept. And these thoughts made him, so that's what the balanced all. Okay, the narrator seems to be considering his life, the goal of his life, what is the purpose of his life, where he is heading, what he has to do. The past seems to be almost a waste of breath, and even the future seems to be waste of breath. There is no sort of future for him and for his children, people also. Let's see now finally. So in balance with this life, this death, finally to balance all, that's what once again, I balanced all and brought all this to mind in balance with this life, the present particular. So whatever is the short time he is having, he wants to live meaningfully. So whatever happened in the past seems to be a waste of breath, and even the future seems to be a waste of breath. Now what remained for him? The little time, whatever he got during the World War, the fighter pilot in his mind consciously took a decision that whatever short period of time remained, lifespan remained, he wants to make it really meaningful. How it is possible? By joining the World War, by joining it as a fighter pilot, consciously accepting death. So he wants to bring some sort of meaning, balanced approach to his life. Past seems to be waste of breath and the future also seems to be waste of breath. Now what remained? The present. If I join the fighter, like as a fighter pilot in the World War, at least this brief span of time I will make my life really meaningful. Okay, so that balancing the past as well as the future, so my life will be really meaningful, and whatever little time I have, I can make my life and living with that World War. So that detached way or approach gave the fighter pilot a reason to live, a reason to a sheer joy of reaching the sky, flying in the clouds, impulsive thought of delight. So this delight is nothing but happiness, whatever he got remaining time, short span of time, made him or forced him, gave him the reason to live. That is the conscious decision the fighter pilot foreseeing his death is all about. I have to sum up a few thoughts of an Irish airman foresees his death. A few thoughts I just want to highlight here. To sum up, it is nothing but an Irish airman foresees death by W.B. Yeats is nothing but an elegy, a lamentation, a sad feeling before death. But the interesting part is Robert Gregory, the fighter pilot himself, writing an elegy about his own life is the interesting thought in the World War First. That is about that. So it is an elegy written by the narrator who is forcing his own death. So nobody is writing an elegy about, he himself is writing. That is the interesting part. Let's see. I know. So he's consciously is making, I know I'm going to meet my fate in the clouds above. So what is the thought here? The narrator is telling, I know I am going to meet my fate in the clouds above. He's very conscious from the first line itself. Okay, then why he has accepted that? It is an impulse to fly, impulse to touch the clouds. Okay, and sheer impulse of delight has made him to accept that fighter pilot, accept world war. That is the point. Move further. I fight consciously. He is declaring, he is making a confession. I fight. Then what further? I do not hate, as well as the country whom I am guarding, I do not love. So it is very interesting thought. No, I am not hating the enemy, as well as the country I do not love. The country whom I am guarding as a fighter pilot, as an Irish airman, as an Irish fighter pilot, the country, the British, I am not at all loving. So that part is also highlighting. So very interesting. So he seems to be detached. Okay, though he is in the World War, he is a fighter pilot. He seems to be detached with that. Okay, he is least bothered about the impact, the complete result, outcome part. Further moving, Kiltartan Cross. Okay, the west coast of Ireland. The part to which the fighter pilot belongs to. Kiltartan Cross and the Kiltartan men. Repetition makes that the cross a symbol of Jesus Christ, worshipping, God-fearing, very religious type. He is very happy, proud of. He is associating himself with that Kiltartan, that part. And he also accepts that he is from a poor background, poor. Okay. And the end, the war, its end, the loss, it will not be bringing any type of loss or happiness to the Kiltartan Cross, the people as such. So the people also are detached because of this war. That means, as a narrator, the fighter pilot also seems to be detached with that. Okay, that concept is highlighted. Then further, the duty and see why he joined the Air Force, why he joined the World War. The duty, it is not the patriotic symbolic or that cheering or the fighting. Okay, or even the awards, medals. That's what for a soldier, the patriotic feeling. It has not attracted our fighter pilot here. Then what attracted him? It is a different thought. What is that? The lonely impulse, a delight, lonely impulse to forced the fighter pilot to join himself for the World War as a fighter pilot. And the delight to meet, he is conscious about it. He himself has accepted, he himself made a decision to make his life really meaningful in the last span of time remained. Further, a balanced all. So the decision of joining the Air Force, the decision of joining the World War balanced all, balanced my life. Because the further, the years behind and the years to come, it is almost waste. This is what the poet is, the narrator, fighter pilot is telling. What is that? The years behind as well as the years to come seems to be waste, completely meaningless so far. Then it seems to be absurd. Life is totally meaningless for the fighter pilot till he joined the armed forces or till he joined the Air Force. Then, so that thought, life is waste in the past, years behind as well as years to come seems to be waste. So this has compelled, this has forced the fighter pilot to join the World War, to make balanced approach, to make his life remaining time, to make it really meaningful. Okay, this life, the present life, the narrator is trying to tell, he is embracing real life. So for the poet, it is not accepting death. It is not that he is voluntarily killing himself. It is nothing but for the narrator, it is death means life for him. He is embracing life. That is his short span of time. He wants to make his life really meaningful. Okay, and balancing, so that his entire life, the purpose of life is balanced. That part. Okay, so the balanced vision or the detachment with both life and death makes this poem really beautiful. The W.B. Yeats poem, the fighter pilot and airman foresees his death. Balanced vision or life is there. So we need to be detached with a concept of even existentialism also we can understand here as a student of literature, not only absurdism, life is meaningless. Still, a thought of a balanced vision and detachment with both life and death, existential feeling also you can understand. So we need to exist because Absurdism, nothing but life and death is not in our hands. Okay, they're both concepts you can understand. So moving further, I think the thought of interpreting the poem made me to come out with another thought, absurdism. So life is meaningless. Like Samuel Beckett, he's Waiting for Godot, which propagates absurdism. Life is entirely meaningless. So that thought also you can understand. But still, in spite of life is meaningless, the fighter pilot wants to make his life really meaningful by consciously accepting death. For the fighter pilot, it is not death, it is life. So death as a means of life, making his life really meaningful is the thought. Finally, W.B. Yeats, in this poem, he wants to highlight a very interesting thought. The war, the concept of war. War will be totally futile. War means death. War means meaningless. That is also okay. Suicidal. A pilot can hope to balance his life impulsively. See, war is suicidal as well as futile. So the poet W.B. Yeats, by and large, he may be highlighting on the soldiers. Whatever may be the concepts of medals, whatever may be the appreciation part before or after the war also. The poet is making a comment on the concept of war. Is war necessary? By war, who is benefited? Really, do we require war? So these are some of the basic concepts. It's also being highlighted. And also the fighter pilot, through the words of the fighter pilot, an elegy writing about himself, death. His brief span as a fighter pilot, accepting death. For the fighter pilot, it is not death, it is nothing but life itself. Through all these thoughts, maybe the poet wants the reader to analyze the real meaning of life. Are we really conscious? What are we doing? What is this life? What is this war? Whether war brings happiness, in what way? War means death. War is futile. This is the direct comment W.B. Yeats is making the readers to understand, and in every way, every possible way, the thought as well as the theme seems to be very contemporary and meaningful. Finally, the poem An Irish Airman Foresees His Death by W.B. Yeats, my interpretation has helped you all to analyze, introspect, and really start living and understand the real importance of meaningful life as well as living. Consider it liking and subscribing. Thank you.